There's one place to start, I think. It's at Old Trafford. It's that comeback. Manchester United against Atalanta, 2-0 down at the half. Like, Jan-Åge Fjørtoft on the show last night, Jules, said, this is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, or Ole Gunnar as he likes to call him. This is what he does. This is how he rolls. Comebacks, late goals, always teetering on the edge, but always getting away with it.
Yeah, I think that's Jan being kind, right? Because I'm not sure how much of an input really Solskjaer had on the outcome of that game. I think this is a team that is very good mentally and the mental strength, and we know that, especially players like Bruno Fernandes and Cristiano. And this is a team that won that game, one, because Merih Demiral came off at halftime for Atalanta, and I think that really unsettled Atalanta. Two is because you've got huge players at Man United, of course you have. And when Bruno is in that kind of form, when then Pogba comes on, I think brings a bit of creativity and certainly more talent to a midfield with McFred before him. I mean, come on. But I'm not sure how much this is down to Solskjaer. I think it's more down to this incredible mental strength and not giving him attitude from Ronaldo and other players in that team, from the fact, as we said, of the Demiral aspect. And also, to be fair to United, they upped the tempo in the second half. And they played higher up on the pitch and took their chances, and they could have scored more. It was certainly not as bad as the game against Leicester, but I still think that that first half was so bad that there's a lot of issues still to be resolved.
Well, Ole Gunnar didn't think the first half was so bad. He said, well, Atalanta had 2 shots, scored 2 goals. I don't know. I don't want to get into that. I agree with you. Yeah. This was also an Atalanta team, of course, that was very under strength. It's not just Demiral going off at halftime. They were missing Toloi at the back. They were missing both their wing backs, and we know how important Hateboer and Gosens are to the way they play. They were missing Pessina. So effectively in that second half, they had 5 starters out, and it's really difficult to go and spot the opposition 5 players. That said, if you're United, you got a tremendous lift from the crowd at Old Trafford. You can turn to the bench and say, like, okay, Cavani, Sancho, Pogba, you bring on fresh legs with quality in the second half, and you're still Manchester United. You are going to pick your spots. And then obviously Cristiano popping up at the end. I don't know. We're always talk about Solskjaer in like a broader sense about where he is. He's going forward. He's got this incredible run of games. They've got Liverpool coming up. I don't know if he comes out of this game strengthened in any way, or if all the same doubts that his players must have about him are still there, and how that's going to impact him. And I'll tell you what, though, if they had doubts about him before, doubts about him now, they presumably had doubts before him for the last 12 months. And still, this United team goes on.
I agree with you completely. I think the doubts are still very much there. Of course, they won, and that's good for them. It's great. It's another comeback, and they had to win, because I think another defeat and the pressure would have mounted so much in the view of the Liverpool game, and then all those tough fixtures, Spurs and City, and the Atalanta game in Bergamo, by the way, it's not going to be easy either, especially if Atalanta gets some players back. And I think that win is huge, but I'm not sure it's huge for Solskjaer himself and the work that he's doing. You know what really annoys me? And maybe it's nothing, and maybe I read too much into it, and I don't want to be like bashing on Solskjaer so much, but I mean, him and his assistant, I mean, every time he goes, once it's Mike Phelan, once it's McKenna, once it's Carrick, and you see him, and he asks them, like, what do we do now? What's happening? What shall I do? And you could see it. I mean, I know Pep speaks to Juan Malilo, and Klopp speaks to the other Pep, and okay, this happens. But it doesn't happen like that so much. I mean, the whole first half, he was like, and then he moves to McKenna, he moves to Phelan, because they're all in different places in where the bench is at Old Trafford. And I'm like, come on, dude, man, you're in charge here.
All right. Listen, all right. We got to think of 101 criticisms of Solskjaer that we could put before this one. He likes the consultative, collaborative process. Nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. Good.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.